I don't know much about bad omens, but this is a very bad one. This is epic though. This is good. This is good. This is really good. You can tell they put a lot of care in getting the Medusa scenes right. Hurry the fuck up! MVP, we will never forget you, Bubo. This is the Bubo tale. Hello everybody, how are you guys doing? Welcome to another video reaction, and today we're going to be extra Greek on the channel and do a movie called Clash of the Titans. This was a Patreon request by my amazing Patreon Heather, and I will say I have heard of this. This is the Perseus, I think it's called in English, story from Greek mythology. Very on brand for me. I don't know if this is why Heather picked this, or if this is genuinely a great movie. I'm guessing maybe a little bit of both. Again, although I'm Greek, I'm not claiming to be an expert on Greek mythology, guys. We learned Greek mythology in middle school, and then after that, which I don't remember most, all the knowledge I have is just like you guys, from just like pop culture things like movies and stuff. I'm gonna be honest. So if you're expecting some type of deep dive into the mythos and kind of like compare with the film, I don't know how good I'm gonna be for that. I'm gonna try, I guess. Before we jump to the reaction, guys, as always, I do need to give a special shout out to my amazing Patreons: Czeklo, Firiniki, Archangel, Berry Switch, Heather, Nettles, Precious Lily White, Machiavelliaton, and Hayden Coyle. Thank you guys, as always, so much for being patrons of the channel. It means the world to me. For anybody who would like to check out the Patreon, the link is in the description down below. For full-length reactions, movie and show recommendations, and all that good stuff, you can head over right there, give a like, subscribe. It would always be equally as appreciated if you guys did that. So yeah, I don't have anything else that I would like to add. Let's jump right into Clash of the Titans, guys. Let's go. I'm also kind of like, I remember of a different Clash of the Titans IP. It was way more recent and way more like action fantasy, if I remember correctly. So that's the one that I really remembered, and then I was like, oh, Clash of the Titans, but in like 1980s? That's interesting.
And all you
It's the call of my people, I need to join in.
I condemn my daughter, Danae.
Just insane, bro. Sacrificing like your children like that. Man, back in those days, they just left them there to like, I guess eventually they would die. That's even worse. I just want you to kill me right then and there. I like the font. This is very similar to the font Disney used for Hercules, right? Am I tripping? Can we talk about how much film, music and scores have evolved? By the way, that's such a fake bird. I love it. But not to drag the music here, but you would think you're ready to jump into like a Saturday evening kids movie, not an epic Clash of the Titans like tale. Is this Olympus? Is this supposed to be Olympus? Or are we going to the Signing Hotel somewhere? Yep, definitely must be Olympus. This is actually legit, by the way. You can visit this in Greece if you go up, if you climb Olympus all the way to the top. You can visit this. It's exactly like this, guys.
Cruel and ruthless crime.
Bro, Greek pantheon was all for ruthless crime and killings. The Greek pantheon, the ancient Greek pantheon, was anything but like loving, gracious, and for good. They were just a selfish bunch of very, very powerful gods that were petty, vindictive, and borderline just bad people. They weren't people though, they were gods, so it's like it doesn't count, because like gods are supposed to be like, they're supposed to be, you know, do not give a fuck. We are gods, you know. I like how a lot of time in like movies and portrayals, they're portrayed as kind of like what we assume with modern eyes, essentially what we would think of our God in Christianity, for example, or how he would perceive certain situations. But the ancient gods, and I believe that's the case in all pantheons back in the day, like those people didn't care. Different morality, by the way, than the one we have right now. By the way, I didn't post for that. I posed because what is that they have in the background of Zeus right here? Is that supposed to be like his throne illuminating? It looks like he's in an alien spacecraft. I do have a bit of an issue when they make an effort to portray like Greek gods and goddesses with blonde hair. So I like most of them here have like dark brown hair.
I command you to let loose the last of the Titans.
Oh, we're actually
Let
sending
loose
the...
Kraken! The kingdom of
Kraken?
Perseus must be... No harm befalls young Danae or her son. Bring them safe to some remote and peaceful shore. Go now, swiftly.
Zeus, your husband, loved the girl.
Danae.
So
Zeus transformed himself into a glittering shower of gold and visited her.
Yep.
Visited her and loved
One of the craziest...
Why should I show anything?
So listen, if you know nothing about Zeus, let me tell you. Zeus was the most down bad god you've ever seen in your life. Never keep it in his pants for any and anything, any woman and any creature. And he would also not be afraid to transform into anything, like melted gold, for example, as is with this accurate mention of the tale. But he would transform into a lot of things, included but not limited to bulls, ducks, gold.
the child, Perseus, is the son of Zeus. That is why he is to be saved.
Oh no! Oh no, this is amazing green screen right here. This is just amazing green screen right here. Let's examine this green screen. So, you know, we're meant to like think that this is just a giant, you know, cage where they have the Kraken in. That's why they're so tiny right here on this side. But you can literally like, you can see his feet being cut off. You cannot see the feet. You can see up to the ankle. For back then, this was considered like, you know, good. But it's always interesting to see how, like, watching these movies and comparing it obviously with movies even like 20 years from then, even 15 years from that point, from the 1980s, you can see how much technology has evolved in cinema, which is crazy. All of these like shots, the wide shots where they show the big green screen and then the people in front of the green screen, they will all look amazing, I'm pretty sure. The fake water. This is epic though. This is good. This is good. This is really good. Really good. Damn. Well, listen, they had to build all this. They had to build all these sets so that they could tear them down. Wait, that was it? We didn't get to see the Kraken actually attack the city? I'm disappointed, because the Kraken actually looked terrifying. Fuck. Here he is. Are these all the Greeks? Are these all the Greeks on their walls? That's actually very cool. These are like the actual Greek people on the walls.
My son, Calibos.
Calibos had every advantage. You, as patron goddess of the rich city of Joppa, have spoiled and indulged him. He'll be shunned and forced to live as an outcast in the swamp.
Damn.
He'll be transformed to a mortal mockery.
Oh, that's very cool. Oh, this is dope. I love how they did this. Damn.
As my Calibos suffers, so will Andromeda.
So Greek godlike. This is very accurate. For literally no reason, let's just banish this poor girl.
Time you saw something of the world, Perseus. Time to know the terrors of the dark and look on death.
Did she just transfer him? She teleported?
Who are you? Show yourself! First tell me where I am.
Where?
Where am I?
What do you mean you don't know where you are? My name is Ammon. I am a poet and a playwright. And you?
My name is Perseus. I am heir to the kingdom of Argos.
By the gods. How did you get here? This kingdom is under a curse, and the city is in despair.
But you seem like in a great mood, though.
Muttering, call no man happy who is not dead.
Damn.
Now then, my young
That's
man,
grim. Kitty!
you say
And malicious act, unworthy of our goddess.
That was the most goddess-like thing we've seen here today.
A sword, a shield, and he must have them with all speed.
No. So many women have attracted him, he couldn't possibly remember her. His foolish pride in a handsome son.
Why are they so sparkly? This is when you upgrade your weapon in a game. It even made the noise of it.
it's neither brass nor iron. It's like no metal that I have ever seen. By the gods.
There's a shield. And over there's a helmet.
I was right to say by the gods.
These weapons are gifts from the gods. Guard well this shield, for one day it will guard your life.
He's acting though.
You will find and fulfill your destiny.
Let's go! Fulfillment of destiny talk. The vaguest of all vagues.
Divine gift should never be questioned.
Invisible.
No. He's actually hilarious. So there, the Harry Potter comparison was actually very accurate for this.
You see me?
Nothing. Nothing of you at all.
I'm invisible. Can't you see that?
All I can see are your footsteps.
Can't you see that I'm invisible? It's crazy.
Where are you going?
To Joppa!
He was doing the most basic shit ever. That guy literally had... he had literally like something the size of a napkin inside his mouth. He was pulling it like he was doing some crazy magic trick. I can do that. I can do that right now.
A stranger to sights like these. Was he a criminal?
Damn.
No. He was a suitor for the hand of the Princess Andromeda. Andromeda was destined from birth to marry Prince Calibos. Then he was struck down, and Andromeda refused to marry him. The priests prayed, read the signs and omens, and declared that Thetis, our patron goddess, was angry. Since then, any man may present himself as a suitor.
I wonder that any man would even try.
Andromeda is very beautiful. Whoever marries her will rule the city and the kingdom. For such a prize, men are willing to risk their lives. They have only to solve a riddle.
A riddle. Is that all?
Yes. But the riddle changes for
The
each
acting
suitor.
is killing me.
And this Calibos, what of him?
We live in fear of him. It is said she will not speak or eat in protest against this ritual, but she remains alone, away from these accursed, hell-sent swarms of blood-gutted marsh flies.
Tell us how you really feel. Why was he checking out his ass? He wore the helmet. This is not at all creepy. Who sleeps like this? Be real with yourself. Nobody sleeps like this. only Snow White. Who's screeching? Pegasus? Oh. What?
Andromeda. I found my destiny.
Right. So did that griffin capture her soul?
The vulture flew toward the east.
Or
Toward
vulture?
the swamps. Toward the lair of the Lord of the Marsh. This might be a chance, you see. Remote, I grant you. Tonight.
Is this where we get Pegasus?
And the full moon shines on the water. Then they say Pegasus, the last of the winged horses, comes to drink.
Look there,
I see nothing.
over there. Pegasus.
Pegasus looks adorable. Don't show Pegasus though. It's the last of the winged horses. Now, what if he falls? Have we thought of that?
We did it.
No, you did it. You did it.
Poor Pegasus only wanted to come drink some water. Now he has a new master that he has to follow. Does this happen every night? And does the vulture return her back to her body? Also, there's no way somebody's not seeing this. Look at it. Why are all the flying scenes so incredibly dark? It has to do something with probably the blue green screen they're using for it to like look clearer. Why did that croc fall like that? I see a skeleton chilling up in that tree. So his pose, he was slumped.
Calibos, why have you summoned me here again?
It is time for you to learn a new mystery. A new question.
No, I beg you. No more bonfires. Lift your curse from Joppa and release my soul. Show pity, Calibos, as you loved me once. Be merciful now.
Go.
What was that? What was that? That freeze frame in transition. Do,
Pegasus.
do, Did he kill him?
My daughter, Andromeda. If there is any man here worthy to seek her hand in marriage, who are you?
Perseus, prince and heir to the kingdom of Argos.
I beg you, abandon me.
Ask your riddle.
In my mind's eyes I see 3 circles joined in priceless, graceful harmony. 2 full as the moon, 1 hollow as a crown. 2 from the sea, 5 fathoms down. 1 from the earth, deep under the ground. The whole a mark of high renown. What can it be?
The sound effects!
I've
Huh?
got it, princess. What can it be? The answer is a ring. 2 perfect pearls on a circle of gold. The ring of the Lord of the Marsh. The pearl ring of Calibos. Here. On the claw hand of Calibos himself. The ring. Is that the answer? Tell me.
Yes!
We fought in the swamp. I spared his life on one condition, that he renounce his curse. There will be no more bonfires. Light has conquered darkness.
And unlike Odysseus, all the other suitors aren't that upset about this. We're not gonna comment on that dancing.
Show me how to punish Perseus for this blasphemy. Look on this. In wounding me, he has insulted you.
I love how they have composed that face on the statue. No. All the little edits, all the little like post-production edits that I'm seeing on the movie, they're funny because now we see like how they're done today, so they kind of look funny because they look amused.
Perseus is protected by Zeus himself. There is nothing I can do.
Then punish those that Perseus loves! The Queen, Andromeda, the people of Joppa. I demand justice!
Justice or revenge?
What is this reactions? His reactions to shit is...
Did you love Calibos?
Insane.
Before he was punished. No, it was never love.
Yeah.
He was handsome and fascinating. We met today, and yet you say you've loved me for much longer.
He was looking at you while you were sleeping.
I knew that I loved you.
I bind their hands with this silken thread. Bear witness that as she is my heiress, so Perseus becomes my heir, even more lovely than the goddess Thetis herself.
Oh, damn! You don't tell a goddess that anything is lovelier than themselves. I don't know much about bad omens, but this is a very bad one.
Vain and foolish mortal woman. You dare compare your daughter's beauty to mine, and in my own sacred sanctuary. In 30 days, on the eve of the longest day of the year, your daughter Andromeda must be taken to the sacrificial rock at the edge of the sea, there bound and chained to the stone. She must be unknown to man, a virgin, a sacrifice suitable for the Kraken. She must be delivered to the Kraken at the setting of the sun, or else the Kraken will destroy all Joppa and everyone within the city. The cruel injury inflicted on my son, I demand the life of Andromeda. In 30 days.
It's the way she delivered that, like, so emotional. It's safe to say the acting leaves a lot to be desired in this movie.
You claim to be an optimist.
Yes, I am. I believe in the ability of man to overcome most obstacles.
It's time for action, not words.
No. 3 old blind women.
Ah, the fates.
Gifted beyond all others in prophecy and knowledge. They're wise, these old women. The Stygian Witches.
Oh.
They live far away, beyond the desert frontiers of Joppa, in the mountains of the north.
I have a craving for human flesh.
You're asking Athena to give up your owl?
It is my wish. My command?
Never. Never that.
Hephaestus will do what he can.
By the gods, an owl.
It's clearly not.
Golden owl.
No, this is ridiculous. Why is it like this? What is this foolery? What is this foolery? Why is it like this?
Too heavy for the dead branch, eh?
How do you know that?
He told me.
Told you? Oh.
His name is Boobo.
Do you understand all those clicks and wheezes?
Perfectly clear to me.
This is unbelievably funny. Why are you staring like that? Can you like act, please? Can you like act?
Don't worry, my little friend. Tallow will take you.
We are honored by your visit.
What can we do to help you?
I need your advice.
Then you must come a little closer. Yes.
Now!
What's wrong? It's gone! The eye! The eye! Where did you drop the eye? Oh no! Where's the eye?
Give it back. On one condition.
Anything.
After you have answered my question, how may a mortal man face and defeat the Kraken?
The Kraken is invulnerable.
Nothing is invulnerable. There must be a way.
A way even more dangerous than the Kraken itself.
Tell me.
The head of Medusa, the Gorgon. One look from the head of Medusa, alive or dead, can turn all creatures into stone. A titan against a titan!
Clash of the Titans!
Now give us back the eye. We have answered your question.
One more question. What about the blood?
Deadly and poisonous. You have touched the eye, just as it has the power to give us sight, so it can make your cloak proof against the blood.
You have told me the truth.
We swear it. Give us back the eye! Give us the eye! We must have it!
Here. Catch.
Where is it? Right hand! Where is it?
Medusa. She was priestess to Aphrodite.
Yes. And a most beautiful...
They're going with this tale of Medusa. Originally, Medusa was literally just a gorgon, like out of 3 sisters, and they were all monsters from birth. This was a retelling of the myth later on. As are many versions of the Greek myths, as you know today probably. They've been retold many times. But I do personally prefer the one with Medusa getting cursed by Athena. It has more nuance to it, you know? More tragic, of course. But also speaks to the gods' vanity, as I was talking about earlier. And how they really did not care for being for justice or doing good by anybody. They were just vindictive, angry, sometimes smart and wise, you know. It's not all bad. They were very much flawed.
You'll need this. A Charon.
Haros, by the way, that comes from Charon, is still used. We describe the taker of souls, let's say. In Greek, we call Haros, you know, which I think is kind of cool. But that he's being referenced still to this day, because that was his job, basically. He took the souls and took them to Hades, Hades. Hello, my good sir. Did you ask for transportation? That would be 100 drachma. The actor that plays Perseus has had 3 faces throughout the entire movie. Literally this. Perfect depiction of Haros, actually. I like that they have him not speaking at all. Just as scary and ominous and terrifying as he can be. But low-key, very useful. Now this would be a romantic trip. This is like Venice. So this part is probably the most known Perseus tale. You know, the Medusa tale.
Remember, one look from her is enough. Her reflection cannot harm you. Never look her in the face.
That's Kerber. Also, one thing I loved about movies back then when it came to these fight scenes, it was literally just clearly put there in post-production enemy monster moving in stop motion. And then the actual heroes and the protagonists kind of stabbing at the camera or stabbing where the monster is supposed to be and just doing this repetitive motion. Very RPG-like. Very video game-like, I will say. I will say. No, poor doggy. He was twice the good boy. No. He was good boy. He was good boys, actually. You came to his spot, bro. He was just chilling. Is that Athena? Is this the temple that she was supposedly raped in? That's kinda sad that Medusa is still in this temple. I wonder what look they're going for in this movie for Medusa. They have kind of like gone for the very terrifying looks so far with all the monsters, quote unquote. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's the way they go with Medusa as well. And she has a bow and arrow? That's a cool design, by the way. I saw the snake wrapped in her wrist, like a bracelet. Bro, you're so obvious. I just saw it from her point of view. You're so obvious. Will she cut through the marble and her head too? So does this blade can cut through marble. That would be pretty cool if they do that. And a nice little foreshadowing. She has crazy eyes, that's for sure. Don't look at it still though. The rattling tail, bro. That was a pretty good scene. Best scene so far, in my opinion. Just because the setting and Medusa herself look pretty cool. And just the image of Perseus holding Medusa's head will always be kind of iconic.
Fulfill your destiny.
That was a cool transition too. The hell? Why doesn't Calibus just go and try and kill Perseus as he's sleeping? No! Our robot, Bubo! Does Calibus not own a sword? Great death? I knew they weren't gonna make it. That's the only reason we had like semi-important or not important companions to the trip of the main character, for them to get killed. It's also still like crazy, he stabbed Medusa's head and then the scorpions came out of her blood. Is it because like the blood is venomous, that's why the scorpions? Bubo! Bubo can swim! Bubo is the best character in the film. I think I've decided that he's my favorite character. Look at him. He's like fucking owl C-3PO. Let's go, Bubo. Best character. Has it been 30 days? The fuck? Okay, this is giving Game of Thrones Khaleesi, Season 1, but in reverse. I like that they have to make you look pretty for your sacrifice. So as the epic green screen again. I love the Pegasus flying animation, which is literally him galloping in the air. You need to deflog that. Why does Poseidon look like he's scarred for life every time he's about to release the Kraken? I mean, I get it, it's pretty scary. Yes, the epic green screen. It's so bad. I don't know what's worse, Poseidon's faces while the Kraken is released, or him releasing the Kraken. Bro, where are you? You're supposed to be near the sea. All I see is mountains. Poor Bubo. Bubo really had it in him though. He was going to confront the Kraken. One-on-one, mano a mano. Bro. Perseus is just chilling, bro. This is the calmest attempt to save a life I've ever seen. He's just chilling on Pegasus. He wants to make a grand entrance. Hurry the fuck up! The pace that he's going. Finally, bro. Look at this. Look at the pace. Any second now. Any second. Hello. The acting. Oh my god. Bubo's revenge. Best character, go. MVP. He's the MVP. Bubo is the MVP of the movie. Yes. Give him the assist. He's making the game-winning plays. But why is it breaking though? Is it due to its weight maybe? But this... no. I guess it just had to die. And so it's so they can show him getting killed. Or we could have kept him as a nice statue for Joppa? Is that the city? Thank you, extra. That's just a random dude. MVP, we will never forget you, Bubo. This is the Bubo tale. I'm glad we acknowledge Bubo as the MVP of the movie.
Has triumphed.
A fortunate young man.
Fortune is allied to the brave.
What a dangerous precedent. What if one day there were other heroes like him?
What if courage and imagination were to become everyday mortal qualities? What would become of us?
But for the moment, there is sufficient cowardice, sloth, and mendacity down there on earth.
Mendacity.
I forbid any revenge against Perseus. He has done well.
This would make a fine heroic poem, you know. Or perhaps a play. Oh, don't worry, I won't leave you out.
You better not leave Bubo out.
And to perpetuate the story of his courage, he will be set among the stars and constellations. Perseus, the lovely Andromeda, noble Pegasus, even the vain Cassiopeia. As long as man shall walk the earth and search the night sky in wonder, they will remember the courage of Perseus.
Where is the
Even
Bubo
if we,
star?
the gods, are abandoned or forgotten, the stars will never fade.
This was good. You know, when you watch these films made back then, and you've seen other movies that, like, the other epics, right? They are kind of like, you know, a bit of a novelty when you watch these type of films now, at least to me, you know. I mean, the story, which is kind of known, right? So we pretty much knew what everything that was going to happen was. The acting was not good by the majority of the people involved. I really enjoyed some of the scenes. Some of the scenes were done very well, especially the Medusa scene, which I think was one of the most important ones. Overall, it was a bit like stale. You know, it was good. It's not something that I would rewatch at any point ever. And it really comes down to the acting. If the acting was better, again, I understand there's a difference between acting back in the 80s. I think this was 1981, right? So early 80s even, than acting even in the 90s and 2000s, of course. But again, the performances were nothing really to write home about by anybody. As I said, Bubo is the best character. And I'm gonna actually have to go and remember and find out if there's actually a robotic owl in the Perseus tale, to be honest, because I don't remember that at all. If not, a great addition to the story, of course. Maybe if the actor that played Perseus was a bit better, I would have enjoyed this a lot more. Obviously, the action scenes, there's like... Yeah, that's why I like the Medusa one, because it had more elements to it, I guess. But then the action scenes mainly consisted of some wide shots and then some close-ups of people just swinging. And you could clearly tell they were swinging at pretty much nothing. And then they did the stop motion and effects. To a degree where it kind of like made a lot of the action scenes a bit repetitive. Even down to the Kraken scene. Even the way the Kraken was moving was a bit like stale. Obviously there's so much they could do with the know-how and technology they had back then. So again, for its time, great. It's just that when you watch it in 2025, it doesn't really hold up. It doesn't really hold up. And that's cool though. When watching movies like this of that time, I do enjoy seeing the evolution of just technology and effects and production, honestly. And I can appreciate this for its time, you know, because it's how we had to be there to reach here, right? We had to be there to get the movies that we got later on, right? So it's obviously a very, very respectable film. Definitely for its time, I'm sure it did well. It's not one of the films that I remember seeing growing up. I have watched some of these films growing up. I remember I saw a film, I believe it was about the Odyssey again. I remember seeing obviously Troy, not the Brad Pitt one, but before that. I'm pretty sure that was Troy that I'm talking about. There was a Troy movie before the Brad Pitt one. I remember some more based in ancient Greece. They used to be very, very popular in Hollywood around that time. I don't remember I've seen Perseus ever. I don't remember seeing Clash of the Titans ever. So I'm glad I did. But yeah, thank you Heather for the recommendation. I'm obviously down to doing more Greek, I guess, mythology themed movies. If you guys would be into that, so let me know in the comments what your favorite Greek-based movie is, and maybe we'll check that out in the future. We have to do it for the gimmick. We just have to do it. So yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me in another video, and I'll see y'all in the next reaction. Have a good one, guys.